Okay, we're going to see how to do a really simple moving shape animation in Flash. We start off by creating a new file, so that's create new ActionScript 3 Flash file. And here we go, here's the canvas and the timeline. And what we want to do is to choose the shape tool. It'll start as rectangle, but what I want to do is to choose an oval. Over in the properties window, I also want to choose the line color, which I want to choose as transparent, and the fill color, how about a nice orange color. And first thing to do is just to draw a shape on the timeline. If I hold shift, it will draw a perfect circle rather than an oval. So there we go, and choose the black arrow, the black selection tool, and just move it to wherever you want the starting position to be. And what I want to do is if I click off that, we'll see that we have 24 frames a second. So we need to bear in mind that 24 frames on this timeline is going to be 1 second of time. And what I'm going to do is choose frame 24 after 1 second, insert a keyframe. Okay, so I've right clicked on that rectangle, chosen insert keyframe. And what I want to do is to move that shape with that second keyframe selected. And so if I move that timeline back and forth, it flips from one position to the other. And what we're going to do now is to create a tween. Right click anywhere on that grey rectangle and create a classic tween, let's say. And so now we've got frames between those two keyframes. And I can repeat that process. So if I go to another second later and right click, insert keyframe. Actually, I'm going to do that a little bit earlier. And after that keyframe, going to move it to there. The reason I've made that a bit shorter is because it's got a little less far to go. Click anywhere on the grey rectangle between the two keyframes and create classic tween. Don't worry for the moment about what's the difference between those two tweens, but you can see now that we've got a second part of movement there. And what I'm going to do is he's going to end up there, so, well, if I hadn't done that tween, I'm going to remove frames there. And let's say about the same again, insert keyframe, move it to a new spot, create that motion classic tween, and and finally what I want to do is to move it back to its original position, so another keyframe, move it to where it started from, create that classic tween, and if I hit enter on the keyboard, we see we've got a complete movement. But what you'll also see is it didn't quite start in the same position as it ended. I can fix that by copying the frame, click on that first keyframe and go to copy frame after right clicking, and then go to the end keyframe, select it, right click, and then paste frame. And now if I hit enter, it starts from exactly the same position it finished. And if we want to preview that movie like in its own window, hold Control and Enter, or go to Commands, Control and Test Movie. And there you go, you see it in its own window moving around. That'd be your first Flash animation.